Hi, thanks for watching, and Happy New Year. I live here in Oregon, and this year, today, we've got a brand new law that goes into effect. It's House Bill 2673, also called the Transgender Justice Bill. And let me tell you about it. It's really, really exciting. Effective January 1, an individual's attestation, great word, is accepted to change the name and or sex designation on an Oregon birth certificate if the change is requested to support the registrant's gender identity and the sex on the birth certificate is different than the individual's gender identity. So what this means is if you were born in Oregon and have an Oregon birth certificate and your current gender identity does not match what's on your birth certificate, if you would like that changed for $65, they will change it for you. And it's really easy. There's a one-page form that I downloaded here. Not many questions at all. For example, you fill out the sex that was shown on the record, and then sex as it should appear. You can choose male, female, or X for non-binary. So anybody that identifies as non-binary, they can now have their birth certificate reflect that and say, I was born non-binary. And it's all $65, one-page application. You don't need to go before a judge. You just need to go to a notary public, sign it, turn it in. 10 days later, new birth certificate. It's fantastic. And also, at the same time, if you would like to change your name, you can change your name at the same time as well to match your new or your current gender identity. So, in the past, when people would change their name, it would always be public record. John Smith became George Marks or something like that. And they would publish it, and it would be public record of what the old name was and what the new name is. But a lot of activists have said that, especially for transgendered people, they don't want that to be public. They just want to be who they are. And so with this new bill, they can do that. They can have their birth certificate changed as well as their sex on their birth certificate. Now, they say that the state says they don't know necessarily that the passport office will accept this or that other states will, but the state of Oregon will. And I know that the state of Washington and California are doing something very similar right now. So we'll see what comes of that. So first off, I just want to state that anybody that is looking to do this for those reasons, to have their birth certificate match their current gender identity, kudos to you, congratulations, and I hope you have a great life with your new birth certificate that matches who you are now, and new name if you do that as well. It doesn't really apply to me. I'm happy with my name. I'm happy with what's on my birth certificate. I don't even know where my birth certificate is. I haven't seen it in probably 20 years. No one's asked for it for anything. So it doesn't mean much to me. Also, I'm not from Oregon. And I don't even think this will be available for a long time to come. I think Mississippi will perhaps be the last state in the country that would adopt such a progressive law like this. But we'll see. Anyway, so that's all very exciting. I do have some questions, and sometimes when I come up with questions and I will ask I'll ask my friends, hey, do you think this might happen? I will always get, no one will ever do that. But I think of them, so I'm sure other people will at least consider the idea. And so I will just pose those to you now. For example, I know that here in Portland, there are small business loans that are available to women that are not available to men. And if someone were starting a business and they wanted access to those programs, would they consider changing their gender to have access to those small business loans? Perhaps. I don't know. It was done in the movie Tootsie in the 70s with Dustin Hoffman. I think that was the 70s. Maybe it's the 80s. Dustin Hoffman, where he changed his gender identity to work as, I think it was a columnist. I don't quite remember. Something to do with the paper. So it could happen. Also scholarships. I was looking at scholarships.com, and there really are about 10 times as many scholarships that are exclusively available to women. And many of those scholarships, or some of those scholarships, are for women or non-binary. So people that identify as non-binary might have access to additional scholarships. So if one were trying to go to school and couldn't get the money to do it, would they do something unethical, like change their gender identity for the sake of a scholarship? It would probably be done. I think that happened in the movie Soul Man, C. Thomas Howell in the 80s, late 80s, where he got into scholarship by pretending to be a minority. And if they made a Hollywood movie about it, you can be sure that it would probably happen. I would say it would probably happen within the year that someone will do this. How about insurance rates? Could one change their gender identity and then pay less for car insurance or pay less for life insurance? Life insurance is a lot higher for men. Maybe if you changed it, you'd pay a lot less. I don't know. But it's an interesting thought. We'll see what happens. Lastly, I was thinking about the homeless, and we have a large homeless problem in Portland. And what I mean by that is we have many more homeless than we have shelters for the homeless. I live near one of the largest shelters in the state. And there just is not enough shelter space for everyone that wants it. There are facilities that are exclusively for women and children. And if you were on the street and for $65, you might have access to a bed in a shelter, would you do that? It sounds like a pretty good idea. I don't know, we'll see. But, all in all, it's an interesting proposition that for $65 you could fill out a form and become a member of a protected class. It's very easy. Anyway, who knows? It'll be really interesting to see if any of these things happen. I think that's one of the exciting things about living on the West Coast in a progressive state, and we get to see how these things shake out. But overall, I'm excited about it. I look forward to seeing the results. I don't really have any of the answers, but if you have any answers or opinions, I'd love to hear them. So please leave them in the comments below. Thank you. Peace. Thanks for watching my video. Please click the like button and subscribe for more. I appreciate you being open to my ideas, and I'm open to reading yours in the comments below. Peace.